I am Steven. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So I'm going to be talking today about some Bitcoin UX stuff. This is going to be a little bit different. Uh, I'm very much welcome participation in the chat, and at some point, I'm going to be bringing Car up on stage here. Uh, but let me just go ahead and get a screen share going here, and then we will take it away. So this session today is going to be called Bitcoin UX for the streets. Um, Before I get into what we're going to be doing, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly tell you about myself and do some quick shills. So I'm supporting you all today from ATL BitLab. It's the logo behind me, the logo up on screen. This is our hackerspace here in Atlanta, where we work on Bitcoin, sovereign computing, privacy tech, any kind of technology that supports human freedom. So if you ever need place to work while you're in Atlanta, then come on by and join us. We also have a podcast where a lot of the Bitcoin and freedom tech stuff that happens in our space, you can, if you're not here with us in person, you can kind of catch up on this later on. I'm also a designer at Voltage. If you need any Lightning infrastructure for your projects, reach out to us. We'd love to help. We have LND nodes, BTC Pay servers, all of that. We have some new stuff coming out in the near future. Can't talk about yet, but we'll be excited to share. But let us know if you need any help with your Lightning. Um, so I made a Noster post right before this talk and tweeted out a GitHub or tweeted out, posted out, noosted out, nosted. I don't know. I emitted a signed JSON object with a link to a GitHub repo. I also put it in the chat there. It's ATL BitLab slash Bitcoin Street UX. There's hyphens between all that. So that's this right here. And this is kind of what we're going to be working on today. And so I know this might be a little unexpected. Like, why is it a GitHub repo? We're talking like Steven's a designer. We should be doing design stuff. And I was kind of, overthinking what I should really share with you all. I know Sam already did a great talk about like the world of design and aesthetics and user experience and all of that. And I didn't want to kind of repeat any of that. I think another thing that I really think about when I think about open source projects or small, like small startups, um, trying to build stuff and ship stuff quickly. I think there's like kind of two situations you might find yourself in. One is you already have a designer working, on your team, maybe. And if you do, then I don't really, feel like I need to spend the time kind of talking to them about, how to make their interface beautiful. They probably have their own opinions about that. Another situation, and probably the more common one, is that you don't have a designer on your team, and you're probably engineers trying to hack stuff together very quickly over the course of the like 2.5 months that this competition is taking place in. And you're not going to become like a full-fledged UX person or product designer while you're also trying to code over the course of these 2 months. So what I really want to try and do is just try and give you some guidance here that'll help you, um, really make your products easier to use or improve your experience in a very short period of time without kind of needing to change your skill set too much that you already have. So that's what we're going to kind of get into. This is supposed to be very quick, concrete, actionable things can do to kind of like improve your user experience, improve getting users or customers onto your product in the time frame of this competition. Um, I'll go ahead and stop right here real quick and just say I think I noticed some stuff going on the screen. Like, it, did my audio connection cut out? Did everybody hear everything? Okay, we still connected? Just get some feedback in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Must have just been some glitchy stuff happening on AirMeet. So first thing real quick. I think, okay, I've got some links here that we can look through, resources and links in the README file for this. I kind of, let's not, belabor these links right now. Let's really just get into like what we want to do here. So let's say, I have a project I'm trying to build, and I'm trying to build let's say it's a cashew wallet for an instance. It's a privacy focused Bitcoin, eCash wallet that utilizes Cashew or maybe Fediment Web SDK or something like that. So I've got a privacy focused web wallet that I'm trying to build in the browser. Um, how are we going to make this like easier for people to use? How are we going to make sure that this is meeting a demand for customers? So the first thing that I want to try and get you all to do is to just not be hoarding your work, um, not be keeping it hidden and secret. Like get it in front of users um, as quickly as possible, and get their feedback on it, especially if you can watch them in person or watch a video of them using it. This is really beneficial to you, I think. But just getting that rapid feedback and actually seeing how people respond to it is really good. There's going to be and look, this is a whole field, right? It's called UX research. UX research, a lot of times, people who are really, really, really good at it and really professional at it, like they spend a lot of time. I mean, they're almost like psychotherapists, and and all that. They know just the right way to talk to users about their product, or rather, not talk to users, really to listen to what users are saying. Um, we're not you don't need look, you're not going to be that good from day one at UX research, but there's just some like basic UX research stuff you can do. And a lot of it's just going to be kind of getting out of the user's way and just like letting them use it and test it out. So I kind of want to invite Carr up on stage here and just see if he can be my UX research participant.
All
All
right.
right.
Um,
Sorry. Can you hear me?
okay, I can hear you.
Can the audience hear me? Guys in chat? Um, don't see anything there. Oh, okay. Austin just came. Okay, cool. Sounds like yes.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to do a quick UX research session here with Carr. So hey, Carr, thanks for joining me today. So I want to share with you this project that I've been working on. I just kind of wanted to get your honest feedback on this.
Yeah.
I'm not testing you here. I'm kind of testing the product. Whatever you think, whether you think it's good, whether you think it's bad, there's no like right or wrong way to feel about it. I'm just curious to kind of get your like raw like gut reactions to what I'm showing you.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do it.
Oh, so I've got this thing on screen here. What do you think when you see this?
It's very white. It's very blank.
Mhm. Is that a good thing for you or a bad thing?
On the browser, it's very bad. But maybe if I was on mobile, I'd be more open to it.
Got it. So it sounds to me like what you're saying is that when you and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it sounds like you're saying that you tend to not like big, like white, bright things when you're on a desktop or like laptop browser, but when you're on mobile, the white doesn't bother you as much.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so everybody, I'm off to the side here. I've got my little notebook here. I'm writing it down, or maybe it's a Google Word document, or maybe you have like someone else on the call with you listening to this. They're writing this down. Maybe you're recording the call, but maybe you're if you can't record, then maybe you're documenting it. So it's like, okay, very first thought, it's very white. White is okay on the browser. White is, or it's not okay on a desktop browser for Car. It is okay maybe on a mobile device. You'd be open to it. Okay. Um, what do you think about the text on this screen?
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, do you understand what this is, or are you confused?
It says it has like your super secret Bitcoin wallet. Um, it's called Sneaky. It says get started. So intuition tells me not to click on
Tells you,
that.
interesting. It told you not to click on it.
No, I'm saying like I just being a Bitcoiner would not click on that if it was just like a normal page that looked exactly like this and it was called Sneaky and it had a super secret Bitcoin wallet. I wouldn't click on that because I don't know who made
Ah,
it, where it's from. Yeah.
got it. Okay. So it sounds, and let me know if I'm getting this wrong. It sounds like what you're saying, that like as a Bitcoiner, you have a like kind of level of suspicion when
Oh,
you look at a
100%.
new product, and if there's not like enough evidence about where it came from, that might be a red flag for you.
Yeah, automatic red flag. Unless it's somebody I know like you, then I would trust it.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
So is there anywhere you want to go from here, or you're just saying you're not going to go any further?
I'm not gonna go any further.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect. So then I love this. This is fantastic feedback. We didn't even get to the part that I thought was going to trip up Car. We're still stuck at the home screen here. So like, here's the thing. My intuition was was going to be that as the builder of this product, I thought that Car was going to click the button and then get confused on the next screen with the wallet backup. We didn't even get there. See, as the product builder, my intuition about where Car was going to get tripped up was completely wrong. He thinks that this is suspicious. It based on what we just collected from that UX research, it doesn't tell him enough about what it is. First of all, it's too bright for him, and it doesn't even tell him enough about what it is or build enough trust for him to you know, like I actually make him want to click on that button. So this is like the key thing about UX research is the problems you think you're solving for your users or the things you think your users will do may not actually be what's going to happen in real life. So now we've collected this from our UX research session, and you really need to do this with multiple people, right? You can't just, I mean, it's good to do it with one person if that's all you have, but try it with more than one person. So let's say we, go around ATL BitLab, we go around PlebLab, testing this with Bitcoiners, and we get some similar feedback. It's like everyone's going to say something a little different, but let's say everyone kind of says some similar things to Car. People keep bringing up the white mode, the brightness of it. They keep bringing up the lack of trust, the lack of transparency, not knowing what it is. And we've identified that this is a recurring problem amongst the people that we've interviewed. So now we're going to try and solve it. And basically, what we're going to try and do here is we're just going to say, how might we solve this? And that sounds a little pretentious, but I'm just going to put some UX research notes here. And I'm going to try blowing this up because, whoa, holy crap. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so that people can see it better. So I'm in Cursor working on this product, UX research, and I'm going to put Car, and I'm going to put white mode, too bright, and then we're going to put doesn't trust, doesn't know what it is, suspicious. So ignore my like bad typing. So now we need to try and do is we need to try and like come up with some solutions. And we're basically trying to figure out like how might we make the color scheme better for our users. And then the other one might be how might we help build trust with this product and explain the value and be transparent about what it does. That was very mouthful of a how might we, but I think you get the point. You could break that down into multiple how might we's if you want to. Now we're just going to try and come up with some, very quickly, some different solutions. And this is kind of where some of my links start to come in. Um, I'll show this off in the other view. Like there's things that you can do to like kind of very quickly improve things. Like if you just need some, you know, UI kits, there is the Bitcoin UI kit. That's a Figma template. There's also ShadCN, which is like already in code. And a lot of the times the AI programs actually know how to use ShadCN very well. So it's just a very nice, clean looking UI kit library. Um, if you're a developer, you can read Tailwind CSS refactoring UI to help get you some just like kind of quick actionable tips. But point is, there's resources out there. We don't necessarily, it's great to get designers involved, but we can also just try to like rapidly iterate through this. So let's see if we can solve these problems for Car. So I'm going to try and ask the AI and say, um, hey, I want to make this product dark mode by default. Um, let's see. We should have a light mode as an option, but I want you to make it dark mode by default. Okay. And we're going to have the agent get to work on that. And while the agent is working on that, we should start to also think about how we're going to solve some of these other problems. So maybe we want to let's think about like an onboarding flow or whatever. So one thing we could do is we could click this link for Figma community files. What I'm going to say is how might we help build trust and promote transparency with this product? Well, maybe one thing we could do is we could add an onboarding flow that explains a little bit about what the product does, um, what the kind of security assumptions about it are, and also provides a link to the source code or the company website or something like that, right? So let's go to Figma community and let's search for onboarding, and we're just going to come up with, like, I don't know, an example of what we're looking here. Onboarding UI kit, that looks pretty. Thank you, Salman. Oh, I guess I'm like not logged in. Okay, I'll get that open. Okay, cool. Let's open in my Figma. Nice. Now let's go back to what we had cooking in the other oven. Oh, it needs me to run a yarn command for it. Let's see if we can get this thing into dark mode. And you know, obviously, I'm using Cursor Agent here because well, it's a useful tool, and also we don't have time to be like writing actual code live here. I'm not quite that cracked at front end. Okay, it's doing its thing. Let's go back and look at this free app onboarding UI kit. Um, Screens. Let's go there. Hey, this is kind of nice. Friendly broker. Okay, stay healthy, make connections, play anywhere. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this right here. But hold on, we need to start looking at stuff that's darker. So we need a dark mode UI kit. So I really just want to, here we go. I just want to provide something as like kind of like an example to the AI. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's see what happened. Let's see what the AI did to our product. Where did we go? Localhost 3000. Oh, I need to probably like restart this dev server because it's like, yeah, the AI completely broke it. Doing it live.
Doing it live. Now, this is
That's like,
fantastic to watch how like just taking a simple approach on just user feedback and then going off and like fixing that. Is this typically how that would normally happen, Stephen, where you would do a just like a one-on-one study with one of your clients and then kind of go from there?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, so, oh, here we go.
That
It
looks
did
way
it for
better.
us. Yeah, absolutely. And so this is what we do at Voltage, especially when we're building new products. A lot of times I will have before it hits engineering, I'll actually be doing this with Figma files. And I'll get on calls with people and I'll build like little prototypes. And I'll just have them go through it and see what they want to do, watch them click around and kind of see if they get where I expected them to get, or see if they get hung up somewhere, or see if they are confused or upset, just like try and figure out what emotions they're feeling. So absolutely. And in that case, because that's, we're a large organization, we can actually do rapid feedback on these Figma files and try and get it to the place where it's meeting a customer need before it actually hits engineering. I think what I'm proposing though for the top builder competition is that like you may not have a dedicated designer, you may not have a large organization, and so try and get user feedback rapidly, solve the problem, get it into your product, and then get user feedback again. So we now got this right here. We might have solved the dark mode problem. We haven't tested it with car yet, but we have proposed a solution here. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little onboarding flow to this. I'm going to say, we're going to find, yeah, here we go. Social app. Here we go. FinTech. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little bit of, yeah, I like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this one right here. I'm just going to very crudely here screenshot this. And I'm going to go back to the AI and I'm going to say, okay, great job on the uh, dark mode. I like to provide encouragement. I'm not an evil overlord. Great job in the dark mode. Um, then I'm going to say, I want to add an onboarding flow instead of just get started. Before we, um, so uh, on the home screen, explain that this is an open source Bitcoin privacy focused wallet. Provide a link to the source code. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the link to this GitHub repository and just pop this in here real quick. Explain in a 3-step onboarding flow after creating the wallet. Um, Well, actually, no, I don't think I want to do the just that just yet. And I'll be like that. Great job. Oh, yeah, so just get started. On home screen, explain that this is an open source Bitcoin privacy focus. Well, provide a link to the source code. Um, then I'm also going to say provide a link for the developers, Noster page. And I'm just going to put as a placeholder like my Noster page file. Mention that you can contact the dev at any time with questions over Noster. Make it look kind of like this nice onboarding image. Okay. And then I'm going to take the screenshot from my desktop. Give me a second to pull it up on my other monitor here. Okay. And real quick, I think I'm also just going to commit this. Just git status, git git commit. Cool. Okay. And let's see if it can improve our onboarding. Um, oh, I didn't accept all. And I think I need to like zoom out. Yeah, there we go. It's like hiding the button. Okay. And got it. So I'm just going to send that to the AI and we're going to see if we can do this. Inspired by the image you shared, which has a nice dark theme, friendly illustrations, and clear call to action buttons. And let's see what we get. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. And then let's see. I wonder, did it break anything? Oh my god. Wow, doing it live. Okay, cool. So so we've done this. So we've changed it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do UX research round two. So again, I think it's really cool if you can retest things with the same people. Sometimes it's good to test things with fresh participants because you kind of don't know if there's some like lingering bias in the person's head from what they saw the previous time, right? So it's always good, I think, especially if you really want to fold this into your workflow, to always be bringing in fresh UX research participants. But it's also good to retest with people you've already talked to, because then you can kind of see like if they feel differently about it the next time. So we've got Car on the line again. We're going to do it again. Okay. So, Car, thanks for joining me. Really appreciated all of your honest feedback after our last session. So, once again, just want to say, we're testing the product, not you. Any feedback is totally valid, good, bad, love it, hate it. So, yeah. So, when I show you this screen, what do you think?
It's way better. Completely better.
Better than
I
what you
love
saw
that
the last?
there's a yeah, I love that there's a source code, view the source code. I love that there's a button to contact the developer on Noster. Get started with Sneaky. Obviously, I would click those first two buttons first, to view source code and the contact
Okay.
developer just to make sure I knew who they were and they were like
Well,
there was some proof of work there.
okay. So then I opened this one up right here. So this was where the first link went to, Bitcoin Street UX, and then the second one goes to this profile here.
Perfect. Yeah, I know Steven. So
Okay.
I would click get started with Sneaky at that point.
Okay. What do you think when you see this?
I'm not sure what that white text says on the green. Doesn't not sure what that says, but it looks like it's some sort of wallet. Okay, it looks like it's it's a faucet, so it's going to give me some sort of Bitcoin. So first thing I'm thinking is like, wow, Steven's gotten so much Sats in his that he's willing to give it out. And then first thing I'm messaging is Steven. It's like Steven, yo, when did you start this faucet? And what's the hard cap on it? Because I'm gonna drain it. That's the first thing. But yeah, that's initially what I'm thinking right now. And but yeah, it looks like it's just a faucet. But other than
Okay.
that, I would click on the receive button right away.
Okay. I'll click on it for you.
Oh wow, I would click on it again.
Okay.
See, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I would try to drain the wallet if that's
Like
like,
this.
yeah, but I would reach out to you first, Steven. I promise.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Carl. So yeah, obviously this isn't a real Bitcoin wallet. This is just some UI elements that I hooked up together. So we're ending the play UX research session now. But so again, as you see, everybody, we didn't need to necessarily get a designer, involved in making it look beautiful. Though I would certainly advocate for you helping designers make your wallets look beautiful, right? But the point is that when we just talk about trying to improve the user experience, it doesn't always have to be about beautification. Um, Over the course of this has been 32 minutes since we started, and what we've done here is we had a product. I thought one thing about it, and I'm genuinely surprised. I thought where Carr was going to get confused is I thought we were going to get into here, and then we were going to hit the back button, and then he was going to go into it and realize that it generated a new wallet for him, and he lost
Oh
his
wow.
balance and didn't know how to get back to it. See,
Oh
it's a
wow.
special wallet where you have to save the URL, kind of like Ellen Bits, and we don't explain that. And I thought that's where Carr was going to get confused. But I learned something by putting it in front of him and just creating the space for him to give me honest, raw feedback about it. And by giving him the space to provide honest, raw feedback about it, I learned that the bright mode doesn't vibe with him. He doesn't trust it. And in the course of less than a half an hour, we were able to very quickly solve that problem and improve our user experience. Now, does this mean this product is going to be, a huge success? No, I mean it's a fake wallet. But the point is by just listening to your users, getting feedback, how might we solve the problem, come up with solution, implement solution, deploy, test again. By doing this like rapid test, you can get your product to a place where your user experience is much stronger.
This is great.
Um, so that's pretty much what I want to share. Like, just this. If you want to see this like test thing we were messing with, this is here uh, on the GitHub, and there's here all of these. If you want some more resources, you can go to the Bitcoin Design Guide. This is an open source project worked on by people all around the world. There's this kind of focuses a lot on self custody projects like the daily spending wallet, this multi-sig savings wallet, all of this kind of stuff. We have our own design guide at Voltage. Ours is more focused on customers building usually more like exchanges and neobank and fintech, where the self custody emphasis isn't nearly as strong, and they're more about delivering a product or a service to a user. Right? There's certainly things in here that would be applicable to self custody, but um, it's not like as strict as the Bitcoin Design Guide on that note. There's the Bitcoin UI kit, Bitcoin icons. Um, at this point, a lot of this stuff is on npm, so if you need icons for like the Bitcoin logo and the I don't know, blockchain notifications, the Satoshi symbol, all of these things, this is an npm module, so you can actually have your AI install this for you in your projects. Hero icons is also a good library. If you want to learn more about that process we were talking about, the UX research, this whole process of talking to users, testing it with them, getting their feedback, implementing them. This is a whole site just dedicated to that process. It's called the Bitcoin UX Research Toolkit. Um, So it goes into what I've been teaching you here, but in much, much more depth. So yeah, those are some resources, but I just hope that, is useful to you. Just like I said, talk to users, get their feedback, come up with a solution, deploy, test again. And that's my advice to all of you.